everyone, I'm Andre.
And I'm Gemma.
And welcome to our new series. What's this all about?
Well, I'm not very good at ground handling, or flying for that matter, so we thought we'd try and get me better by ground handling every day in November.
So like it's your job sort of thing?
Yep, 9 to 5 job.
Every weekday?
Every weekday, getting up, doing some ground handling and seeing how much better I can be at the end, if at all.
Yeah. So that's going to be a video every day, mostly ground handling, but I think we might throw in one day a week where it's more like a classroom, like a ground handling theory sort of video.
Yep.
So should we get to it?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Okay, so this is day one. Weather isn't great as you'd expect from a Monday at work, but where should we start? The whole point is progression, so to track progression you need to know where you start, right? So what's the current baseline and where are you at with flying?
Well, I learnt to paraglide about 2 years ago, but I've only got about 11 hours in that time. So I feel like a brand new pilot.
What about ground handling?
I've done a bit of ground handling since we've been here, but hardly any in England, and I've not flown properly in about 4 months.
So maybe an idea would be pick a few exercises from the ground handling challenge.com in increasing difficulty and see where your limit is. Right, let's get suited up and do A1.
Yes.
Let's get suited up and do A1.
Everybody back home in England will be pleased to know that the weather's shit. Move to Portugal, they said. Sunny all the time, they said. No, it's not. It's cold.
Before you do your very first pull-up of many,
Oh God.
what's your preferred technique?
Well, I've just strapped myself in. I've made sure all my lines are clear and made sure that, well, I thought I'd made sure the BAs were released. I used to cross my hands over like that because that's the way I was taught to do it, but I noticed I was getting a lot of rash, and also I was fiddling around a lot with my hands, so I've changed that now and I cross the lines over.
What can you tell us about the conditions? What's it like today?
Well, it feels kind of medium windy, like it's getting pulled up a little bit as we're speaking. So I'm just going to hold on to the brakes. Sorry. Oh.
What are you doing? Were you saying that it was a bit weak?
It's quite strong.
So
the wing's trying to get me already.
So it was
basically, we're in the rotor of that hill over there. So we're expecting a bit of turbulence today, and it feels quite strong, as you can see.
It's trying to fly on its own. Okay, so first exercise, bring the wing up and try to stay up as long as possible.
Here we can see the young fledgling's apprehension to leave the nest. Looks at its lines, looks at the ground, lines again, and it takes a while to take the leap of faith.
Yay!
Great day.
What's up?
Feels too windy. It's okay 1 minute, it's turbulent, it's windy 1 minute, feels even, then it dies down and it feels more gentle.
quite turbulent.
Look at the windsock.
Hey man, took me a lot of effort to get that up. Let go of the A's, look at it. Turn around. Go, 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 go. Stay with it, stay with it. What's going on? What's going on, Gemma?
My A's.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to break the wing with my A's because it's upside down.
So, not going great. Feels like work, doesn't it?
It's not the. They're not the conditions for me. It's too turbulent to come and go, and I'm getting dragged around. And
this wing is way too big for you as well, isn't it?
It doesn't feel good, to be honest, when you get yanked around. Don't laugh at me.
I'm not laughing.
It don't feel good to be yanked around, and it feels like sometimes I get it up and then it's too unpredictable for me. So under these circumstances, normally if I wasn't doing ground handling for a job, I would decide not to ground handle.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you try, Andre, and see if you can show me.
I'm going to have a go and then report back on what I think the conditions are like. Looking at how it feels in the windsock, to be honest, it does look pretty terrible, but I'll give it a go.
Okay, so Andre is taking the helm for a little bit to give me a break, and also to see whether it can do any better. What do you think, Dre?
Huh?
What do you think?
Not bad.
What a bastard. So what do you think?
It's not that bad. It is turbulent. It keeps switching directions, and every now and then there's, little bits of turbulence, but it should be okay. I would expect you to be able to ground handle in these conditions by the end of the month, really. What you have to do is just be patient with it. You have to really push against it with your feet and do active flying. Sometimes you'll fall back and you have to go on the A's. Sometimes it will come really strong and you need to break it so it doesn't frontal on you, and it will want to chase the wind around as the wind changes, but it doesn't feel too bad to me, to be honest.
Mr. Smug Bastard. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
What did you do that feels so much better?
I pulled on these. Wait.
Shoulder straps?
Yeah.
Do you want it really tight?
No, that's good, but it's holding my bottom now.
Okay.
Get off.
Whatever works for you. She said it was a bit gusty, but she seems quite happy.
Got the better of me wing this day. Thought we were doing alright then. So it was all like controlled drag.
You were. There was... Step sideways. If the wing's not doing what you want with the brakes, just step to the side that you want.
Ooh, ooh, strangle, strangle. This is why I don't like this harness.
Sit down. Sit on it.
Sitting on it's not going to recover it.
Of course it is. That was a good 30 seconds.
Oh look, a boat.
Say again.
I said considering I were a bit pissy at first, this is quite a nice job. For now. Oh, look at the boat.
That's it, as long as you catch it, it's fine.
Well, after what you said, as long as I know what I'm doing wrong, I can put the right input in to correct it, can't I? Like I was working with my old wing, which goes down, is a lot heavier on the old brakes. So now I know that these brakes aren't as heavy, and I can dig into them a little bit. Come on, you.
Even though it doesn't look it, the wind's died down a bit and it's starting to rain, so I think we're going to call it a day. How was that second session?
Lots better. I don't feel poopy anymore. I don't feel crap about myself. It's weird how even if you've not done it for a few days, you get back into it and you can see an improvement straight away. I think well, it's picking up again now. It's still a bit like changeable, the weather, but I think the fact that it was super strong when we first got here and I've not ground handled in a few days made me a bit like, But yeah.
And the wing is too big for you, like way too big.
Maybe, yeah.
You should have maybe like a 19, 20 meter wing, and that's a 28.
Yeah.
So it's like you're ground handling a tandem, really.
Yeah. But yeah, it's weird how, like, I haven't got the muscle memory yet to know what to pull and when, but I've started noticing that when it does do something, I'll reach for something and then think, oh, I didn't know that I needed to reach for that, but obviously my muscles did. So yeah, I think you start learning subconsciously quite quickly.
I think one thing that I noticed as well is that on the first go, you were a bit scared with the wind, and that made you be really stiff. And basically the wing was dragging you around, and you were trying to get the right inputs and stuff, but mostly you were a bit of a passenger. And on the second one, you were like, right, this is a fight, I'm going to dominate this wing, sort of thing. And you went more as with a fighting attitude, and that makes all the difference.
It's definitely easier when, like, I think before as well, I was near to obstacles and stuff. So when I moved further up the beach, as long as I know I'm not going to get dragged in the sea or dragged into people or dragged into anything, it's kind of not that bad being dragged, as long as I don't get strangled. So yeah, I think it's just picking a right spot so that you feel safe and that you can't really do much harm, or like, I'm not on a cliffside, so I'm not going to just get whipped up and taken somewhere I don't want to go. So I think that makes a difference.
So that's the end of the first day. In few words, how do you think that went?
Well, I'm not very good with few words, but I'll try. Okay, I didn't like it very much at first. Still not the conditions I would have necessarily liked, that I would call perfect, because it was a bit like unpredictable, coming strong as it is now. Yeah, coming strong now and then dying down and coming strong. But yeah, it was good. I think I definitely have noticed that I've got weird confidence issues where I feel a bit embarrassed about doing stuff in front of people, and because if people are watching, I'm more likely to, I feel like I'm more likely to make mistakes, but I need to swallow that.
So maybe it wasn't a great day for learning lots of stuff, but it was a good day mentally to, like,
preparation,
bring a fight to it and think, I'm going to take control of this wing rather than the other way around.
Yeah.
Cool. I think as well that potentially, well, not potentially, that wing, especially on a windy day, is way too big for you, because that's a large base. That's 28 meters squared. You should be on anywhere like 19, 21 meters for your weight. So we might have something cool coming in the post. And on that note, I want to take this opportunity to thank our amazing sponsors, BGD, for coming on board and being an amazing manufacturer, and to everyone on Patreon. All these people that support our videos every month, and this month I hope they get a lot more than what they hoped for. So if you have any ideas that you'd like us to try or explain in this video series all about ground handling, leaving them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.